At NAFB, and I'm with Tyler Steinkamp of Winfield Solutions, and our broadcast being brought to you in part by Annabis Silo of Durand, the Animal Wellness Center of Buffalo Valley, the Ann Thompson Insurance Agency, BASF, also Growth Energy, and Comro Sales and Service. And Tyler is an agronomist with Winfield Solutions, of course, Cropland Genetics, available at Countryside Co-op in Durand. And Tyler, thanks for joining us. Well, let's first talk a little bit about 2014. Interesting, even like right now in Wisconsin, we still have corn in the field, but a pretty good year overall.
Yeah, overall we had pretty good yields. You know, a lot of guys were surprised at how much they did have out there, and unfortunately some of them had to pick it off the ground a little bit because they got out there a little too late, but for the most part, yields have been pretty good. One
of the issues I've heard a lot of is stalk rot. Have you heard about that as well?
Yeah, there's been a lot of fields that I've gone out and just walking down the way, I'm a little bit bigger guy, but I just touch them and the stalks would fall apart. So yeah, we've seen a lot of that, and actually quite a bit of crown rot as well, which can even be a bigger issue.
Is it just because of the inopportune time of rain, or what's causing this?
So stalk rots and crown rots are actually usually caused by cool, wet conditions soon after you plant, and actually that disease can start getting in there at that time. Also, another thing that causes stalk rot is actually big yields, because in general what happens is as that plant starts to run out of nutrients, what it'll do is it'll actually pull those nutrients out of that stalk and try to put it in that ear, and so then you run out of material in that stalk, and so you have problems. Another thing to consider with that is that the leaves, as those lower leaves of that plant, that's what feeds the stalk. So if you lose any of those to the nutrient deficiencies, you run the risk of having higher stock quality problems.
So nutrient deficiencies in the soil and in the field means that hopefully, if before all of the snow hit, if producers have a chance to get in the field to get some soil testing done, probably not a bad idea?
Yeah, to make sure that you do have the levels that you thought you were going to. So.
Again, talking with Tyler Steinkamp of Winfield Solutions. Let's talk a little bit about 2015. I know one of the big things that Winfield is really focusing on is field placement. Tell us about that.
So with our answer plot system, which many people are familiar with, this answer plot system actually goes through and evaluates all of our hybrids that we have for sale on different levels, because if we look at the field data, a top hybrid in our data may not perform the same on your farm because maybe we have a different soil type or different fertility or different crop rotation. And so a lot of companies focus just on which hybrid won the plot. But what Winfield tries to do is we take and look at different environments. So we look at response to nitrogen. How much nitrogen does that crop need to finish out? Response to population, response to fungicide, response to crop rotation, so corn on corn versus corn on soybeans, and response to population. And based on that, then we can better place the hybrids out in the field based on those factors.
So again, talk with the folks over at Countryside Co-op as well, and they can help you out with some of those placement issues as well. Tyler, again, we appreciate you joining us.
Thank you.
Tyler Steinkamp with Winfield Solutions from Kansas City. I'm Brian Winnick.